What up, y'all? Week 2, Madden Curse. We're gonna do a quick look at the matchups for the week. Thanks everyone that went into Discord. We've got 8 out of 12 members, so took a day to do that. So hopefully another couple days we'll have the rest of the people in there, make it a little easier to communicate. If you want to work trades, whatever you want to do, I'll put rankings and these matchup videos in there as well if you're into it. Let's take a look at the first matchup. It's myself versus Jordan. We're both 1 and 2 in the power rankings. Um, they do have they give me a slight edge here. It's about a 12-point edge. I've got Justin Herbert versus the Chiefs. Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Dillon, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, Travis Kelsey, Chase Edmonds matching up this week. Evans has a tough matchup. Jonathan Taylor has a pretty good matchup versus Jacksonville. A.J. Dillon versus the Bears. Hopefully we can get a touchdown or two there. On Jordan's side, Lamar, Najee, Harris, who is questionable. Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman is also showing up questionable. Mike Williams looking for a big game bounce back. Pat Freiermuth and Jerry Jeudy, who had 20 points last week, looking to do that again. I'm going to give Jordan the edge here. We're going to assume Najee and Pittman are playing. They'll be suited up. He's got a lot of firepower going on, and a couple guys that Aaron Jones and Mike Williams in particular didn't put up a lot last week that are probably looking to bounce back. So, Jordan, we're going to give you the edge for this week. Um, the next matchup that I have is Fat versus JT. Fat won his first matchup. He's 1-0. JT's 0-1. We just played. Um, the projection's very close. JT's up by less than a point. On Fat's side, he's got Joe Burrow, Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, who had 30 plus points last week, Marquise Brown, Christian Kirk, Dalton Schultz, David Montgomery. Um, He's got a lot of firepower with his running backs. I see he did a little bit of a mix-up on his wide receivers from last week. Christian Kirk didn't play, put up 18 points, so now he's in the lineup, right? Makes sense. Um, and then on JT's side, he's got Aaron Rodgers, who had a dud last week, looking for a big bounce back. Leonard Fournette versus the Saints, who is also showing as questionable. Ezekiel Elliott, Cooper Kupp, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dallas Goddard, and Josh Jacobs. I'm going to give Fat the edge on running backs. However, I do think JT has the edge at wide receiver. Quarterback, Aaron Rodgers does own the Bears. I saw him say it. He said it. He did say it, and it's probably true. Um, Tight ends are pretty close. I'm gonna give the edge though to JT. JT, you're gonna get your first win of the season, baby. You're gonna be 101, 500. Fat, you're going down. Um, the next matchup I have for the week is Dan and Scott. Um, let's see. On Dan's side, this one we've got a projection of 102 to 116 in Scott's favor. On Dan's side, he's got that Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson stack. Very nice. At running back, Damon Pierce and Ramondre Stevenson, both looking for big bounce back weeks. Um, CeeDee Lamb, who no longer has Dak Prescott to throw to, so that'll be interesting. Taysom Hill, probably the most interesting positional player out there at tight end. Gabe Davis at his flex versus Scott. We've got Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who put up 20 last week, DK Metcalf, and Amari Cooper, both looking for a big bounce back this week. Hunter Henry and Jacoby Myers, so a couple Patriots to round that off. On this one, they do have the points total in favor of Scott, and I am going to lean his way. I do think Dan has the best stack here. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. I mean, they're going to put up 30, 40, 50, 60 points. I mean, it's going to happen. We're just not sure what we're going to get out of Pearson, Stevenson, and CeeDee Lamb this week. So I'm going to give the edge to Scott for this week. Um, the next matchup here, we've got Trent versus Brent. Battle of the Rents. Loser drops the rent. and then it's T or B. Um, Trent's side, he's got Derek Carr, DeAndre Swift, who is questionable. DeAndre Swift is one of two running backs that Trent has. You may have heard me say that before. Jeff Wilson, who I'm sorry, Trent now has three running backs. One of them is on IR. He did replace that running back, so good job, Trent. Of his two running backs, one guy hurt. He picked the guy up on waiver wires, Jeff Wilson, who should have a good week. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, who's also questionable, T.J. Hawkinson, and then Deontay Johnson in the flex. Going up against Brent's team, Patrick Mahomes, playing tonight, I believe. Chiefs Chargers, don't miss it. Derrick Henry looking for a big bounce back game. Kareem Hunt, just hey man, 23 points. We'd love to get that again. The Miami receivers, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Week 1, we weren't sure about it. Week 2, we're kind of nervous about it. They put up 36 points last week. Mark Andrews at the tight end spot, and Juju Smith-Schuster, who I believe led the Chiefs in points. So he's got a nice little sneaky stack there as well. Pat Mahomes and Juju. I am giving the edge here to Brent. I think he's got the edge at running back and wide receiver. Jamar Chase, while he is fantastic, he may get the highest point total out of anybody. T. Higgins is questionable. Not sure if he's going to be playing. And then DeAndre Swift. Trent better hope he's playing because he doesn't have anyone else to replace him because he has two running backs. Um, I'm going to give the edge to Brent on this one. So, Trent, I'm sorry, you may be going by T from now on. The next matchup here is Jason versus Marshall. Projections very close, 121.2 to 122. In Marshall's favor, we've got Kyler Murray, Javonte Williams, Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Julio Jones, who is questionable, Zach Ertz, who is questionable, Devontae Adams in the flex, you sneaky bastard, versus Marshall, Jalen Hurts, Alvin Kamara, Cordero Patterson, who put up 22 last week. Can he keep it up? Debo Samuel with an injured running back could be getting some extra carries. AJ Brown for that dirty stack. Hurts and AJ. Kittle is in the lineup for now. He's questionable. He missed last week, so we'll see if he plays. Drake London in the flex. I do. I like Marshall in this matchup. I think Debo and AJ's pretty dirty. Alvin Kamara was kind of quiet last week. He's playing the Tampa Bay defense. I don't know that that's going to get any better, but if Cordell Patterson can put up 20, then he doesn't necessarily need that big game, especially with Hurts, AJ, and Debo Samuel. I think looking for big games. I do expect this to be a pretty big shootout, though. Hopefully, regardless if Jones and Ertz don't make it, I'm sure Jason has somewhere to position other options here. I think he's going to get some big points out of Williams and Adams again. So I think it'll be close. I think Marshall takes it. The last matchup, we got, excuse me, Frank versus Alex. 116 to 123 is the projection in Alex's favor. Frank's 1-0. Alex is 0-1. On the next matchup video, I'm going to do a real good job of giving all the standings and the projected totals before I do it on all of them. We're gonna clean this shit up. You deserve better. Um, Frank, he's got Matt Stafford. He had a stinker last week. Best way to relieve that is to play the Atlanta Falcons. So that's what he's doing. I think he'll bounce back. Joe Mixon, Melvin Gordon, Stephon Diggs, Michael Thomas. That's a dirty wide receiver combination if they're both going to keep putting up 20 points a week. Darren Waller, DJ Moore in the flex. Alex, let's ride Russell Wilson, corniest player in the league. James Conner, Nick Chubb, Brandon Cooks, Allen Robinson also had a terrible game last week. also playing Atlanta, looking for a big bounce back. Kyle Pitts, he's looking for a big bounce back as well. And Dalvin Cook in the flex. Um, I do, I do, I think Frank's got the edge on wide receiver, maybe by a good bit, but I do like Alex to pull this one out. Um, yeah, I think he's got a little bit more there on the running back and the flex position. So I'm going to give the edge to Alex on that one. I don't believe I mentioned a lock of the week. I'm going to give it to you right now. It is Scott. Scott, you're my lock this week. I believe in you, baby. All right. Love you guys.